we do our part to try and engage our communities to make informed decisions on whatever political decisions they make. Fundamentally, the Assembly is non-partisan, but we support all strong leaders.
Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs Grand Chief Arlen Dumas made his organization's position clear at an NDP Leader meet and greet late last week in Winnipeg. Support First Nations candidates first.
To all of our allies and everybody watching, we always have to support our First Nations candidates in the spirit of Elijah Harper. Keep in mind that Elijah Harper was flying a specific color who the majority of the party had made a decision without the involvement and participation of First Nations, and Elijah chose not to toe the party line, and Elijah actually preserved and protected this country and this Constitution on behalf of all of us together, and we can all celebrate in that today. So in the spirit of Elijah Harper, we will always advance our First Nations candidates.
He endorsed a Liberal candidate who was running in the Churchill-Keewatinowi Okimakanak riding.
On that level, being a elected official for the past 2 decades, I think that it's time for a fresh start in the North, and I absolutely support Shirley Robinson in her candidacy. Thank you. I concur with that comment.
Robinson is from Pimachikamak Cree Nation. She's facing a tough incumbent. NDP candidate Nikki Ashton won for the 4th time 2 years ago. She provided APTN with an emailed statement. I have been honored to receive support from so many Indigenous people in the 5 elections that I have been a candidate. I am seeking their support again to continue the fight for improvements to health, housing, education, and infrastructure. The fight for justice for Indigenous and Northern communities continues. 75% of the people in the riding are Indigenous. MKO, an organization that represents 26 Manitoba First Nations, also chimed in, and Grand Chief Garrison Settee supported Dumas.
We have a vested interest in what happens in Canada when it comes to our Indigenous people, and we continue to support Indigenous people as they run. And our people are non-partisan, as you said, but of course we will support our Indigenous people wherever they are.
But the Southern Chiefs organization will not be endorsing a candidate. Grand Chief Jerry Daniels said they will wait and see.
We have endorsed previously, but because we've seen a lot of humming and hawing this year, we're not taking an endorsement position this year. We've had chiefs who are supportive of particular candidates. We are, waiting to see what sort of action can take place with the different parties. We may see a change in government. Who knows? It's sort of up in the air right now.
APTN News reached out to Robinson and the Conservative candidate Charlotte Larocque, but did not hear back as of airtime. Gerald Stranger, APTN National News, Winnipeg.